Annys, so we're at the house. I'm here with Ray and the dog. The dog is finally quiet. We are going to go through the inspection report real quick. I'll ask questions as we go through here, and then we'll have the full inspection report to go through together. And then if you have any other questions, we'll have Ray's number. We can just shoot him a text or whatever. So here we go.
All right, so we got real close to 140, 150 pictures. Not all of them will make your report. 90% of them will. So basically what I did is I started on this side of the home here first, walked myself around, got back to the back side of where that gate's at, and then come back a second time. So basically I made 2 laps around the house on the outside. Okay. So we got some cracks in the concrete. Concrete's guaranteed to crack and not get stolen. That's about it. So I just recommend sealing those up as needed. Something there. Vegetation, all vegetation around the home, recommend about trimming it back about a foot or so away from the home. That way it prevents pests and moisture from intruding the home, especially up on the roof area there, because those limbs could damage those shingles right there. So you definitely want to get those off of there. All right. Vent cover, appears that it's loose. Just recommend tightening that up and sealing that hole up so no pest or moisture gets in that. Older home, multiple blemishes, caulking, paint, stuff like that. Typical homeowner maintenance stuff. Same thing there. We do have some cracks in the foundation. I see in pretty much every home I go to. Really, all you want to do is just get that sealed up with your epoxy, caulking, or a skim or thin coat of concrete.
What's the size on a crack of foundation that you should be concerned about? Is that big enough to be concerned about, or is that just minor?
This is actually pretty minor. He gets to the point where it looks like an uneven sidewalk, or you can stick a quarter into it, or a type of a flathead screwdriver all the way up towards the handle. Mm-hmm. At that point in there, I'd say we have an underlying issue that I can't see. Okay. These seem very typical, so I wouldn't really worry too much about them. Just get them sealed up, or if they start to spider out. Mm-hmm. Okay, and if they start looking like a spider would, then definitely have a professional come take a look at them. Cool. So, again, paint and caulking, vegetation. More cracks. You know, you can see right here, they're very minute. They're not very huge. Yeah. So, all right, doorbell's missing, so I recommend replacing that as needed. Caulking and paint. Damaged screens throughout the homes, recommend repairing them as needed. Vegetation. Gutter extensions, recommend putting those in place. They basically getting the water away from the home 3 to 5 feet. Loose fixtures, 9 times out of 10, all you have to do is just tighten up that bolt on each side, and you should be good to go. All right, gutter extensions like we talked about. This is just showing the temperature it was when I first got here this morning. Anytime it's below 65 degrees, we're really not supposed to test the air conditioning because we could damage it. Mm-hmm. All right, it is an older home, so I do recommend a homeowner's warranty just in case something happens. Okay. Yep. So, but the heating did work good though.
Nice.
So.
Did you happen to? Oh, I was going to ask how old that AC unit is.
I'm not really sure how old it is.
Okay.
I'm going to say probably it's original to the home. That's what it looks like. Okay. As small as it is. No wire sticking out there. I know you can look these serial numbers. You can look them up online. I forget the actual website. There's quite a few websites for HVAC systems. Okay. You just throw those in there. You know, just Google it and. They'll shoot you in the right direction.
Nice.
Okay. Didn't smell anything around that guy. That's what this thing here is. It's a better sniffer than what I got. So if we had any issues, that red light would be on or the yellow light would be on. So damaged screen, like we talked about. This is the fixture out back. It appears to be loose. I think all the way up to just tighten these screws on each side and you should be good to go. Okay. Gutters on the back side of the home, just recommend putting those on. Just getting the water away from the home. Mm-hmm. Okay. Paint. So we do have at least two layers of shingles. I do suggest on your next roof to do a complete tear off and replace new. Okay. This is actually just adding extra weight onto the home, and you really don't need to have that on there.
Is the roof in poor condition at all?
No, it's actually in really good condition. Okay. Looks like it was just replaced last few years.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, it looks really good up there. This piece of glass here on the skylight is loose. Okay. Nail heads, we want to seal them up with some blackjack. Is like a tar light caulking. It's like $10-15 a tube at Home Depot or Lowe's. Like I said, this is loose. So I just recommend having a professional come take a look at it. They might be able to seal this back up with some caulking and whatnot. Possibly might have to replace it. I'm not really sure. Okay. So Vent boots look good. The trees like we talked about earlier. I really like except for the most part. Definitely want to get some sealant around. All right. We want to get this sealed up so that we've got those gaps. So think like a raindrop. Water can get behind it. Let's just get it sealed up inside the home and outside the home. Okay. So basically, just that same black check we're going to use for the nail heads. I would just put a small bead around that and you'd be good to go.
Cool.
Okay. Something there. Other than that, everything else looks pretty good. I do recommend painting that guy. It's really no big issue. It still works like it's supposed to. It's just kind of an eyesore because of the rust. Okay. Nail heads like we talked about. Recommend cleaning out the gutters at least once, twice a year. Preferably twice a year. You know, once in the spring, once in the spring, once in the fall. So, some caulking. Recommend putting that in place. That's up on the roof. Now we're inside the garage. Not a whole lot to look at because of all the stuff inside. Okay, so it's pretty well jam-packed. Electric panel was not able to get to it because of all the stuff in the way. We do have 2 100 amp breakers, so that is your main. So it's just showing all the stuff in front of it. The attic access, it was very, very good to get up in there. So, heating unit, everything looked good there. This is where your filter's at, it's right here. There's a tab here and here. Just take those 2 tabs off and this panel comes off. Okay. I recommend having an HVAC guy come out because of these deposits around the exhaust vents. Okay. Same thing there. Excuse me. We do have some cracks in the drywall and the ceiling, so I recommend sealing those up as needed. Looks like someone might have stepped there at one point in time. It's real close to the hatch and right there by the HVAC system. So
I think they said that was replaced recently.
The HVAC system?
Yeah. Did it look like it or
no?
No. Maybe I'm thinking of a different listing. Okay.
Holes or cracks in the walls. Anything connected to the home is considered a firewall, so we want to get those sealed up. So this wall here is connected. It's right there by the laundry room and on the back side of the HVAC system. So basically, we just want to put some button tape on that to seal that up. In case fire does break out, it's going to take longer to get through all that than it will if it's not sealed up. All right, this is where the filter's at. That's what the filter looks like. So I recommend placing it every 3 to 4 months. This is the size, and again, I'll have this in the report for you as well. Inside the unit looked okay, but again, I do recommend a cleaning. Serial numbers, again, I'll have in the report for you. So, something there. Water heater, everything looked good there. 50-gallon tank. So, for the most part, everything looks pretty good up there in the attic. I always try to get pictures where the vents go out, because it might think you're going to leak. That's where you're going to leak at to start with. As you can tell, we do have some old moisture damage there. That could have been from the old roof. Okay. The pictures I looked at last time when I was looking at the listing, it looked like it had the older roof. It looked like it had some missing shingles on that picture. So, excuse me. And what I'm looking for mold, water intrusion, busted trusses, and insulation level. And everything else looked pretty good. This is that one spot I was talking about. I see how gray it is. Okay. Again, very minute. Just recommend remediating that, you know, having it tested for mold or possible mold. Okay. Insulation levels, like I said, look good. So. This is the door coming from the garage into the home. It should be on an automatic hinge where it automatically closes. So just recommend putting those in place. Then, like you can tell, this is an older hinge, so it doesn't have that automatic shut function there. So, floors needs some TLC. It's an older home. Okay, there's a couple of tiles that are cracked. Definitely need some new grout and stuff put in as well. So, just recommend repairing that as needed. My reference, just showing the home's occupied. Open ground, this is in the kitchen coming out of the laundry room. So basically just tell them that the ground's not hooked up correctly. So just recommend having an electrician come out and take a look at that.
If they put a GFI in there, would that do essentially like a grounding?
In theory, it should.
Okay.
Okay. So as long as you have all the wires connected correctly, it should work.
Okay.
Okay. So All right, again, open ground, cracks in the floor, refrigerator works, freezer works, more cracks, my reference, multiple blemishes on the countertop, just recommend repairing that as needed. The garbage disposal makes an awful noise when you turn it on, so like there's something stuck in there. So,
Okay.
let's turn this on real quick.
Oh shit. Yeah, there's.
Probably something in there, and I'm not sticking my hand in that.
Oh, hell no. Yeah.
So, alright, showing the sprayer works. Did this with all the sinks in the home, so there's no leaks at this time. But we do have some reminiscences of an old water leak there at some point in time. It could have just been from all the cleaning supplies down there as well. So 118 on the temperature. On the hot water side, this is with all the sinks in the home as well. These temperatures do vary. So caulking around the windows, basically just keep the inside air in, outside air out. Something there. Stove works. Oven works. Again, just showing multiple blemishes on the floors. This is part of our rise. This is the air being sucked into the unit, be heated or cooled. We're going to 69 degrees. On the heating side, we want a 30 to 60 degrees rise. On the cooling side, we want a 14 to 22 degrees decrease coming out the air vents. Again, I did not test the air conditioning because we are below 65 degrees, but we are well within range on the heating side. So, all right, again, showing home's occupied. Weather strippings, we're replacing that as needed. That's on the front door as well. It looks like we're missing weather stripping there on the bottom as well. So, gaps in the floor, should recommend repairing that as needed. Loose outlets, 9 times out of 10, all you gotta do is take this cover plate off, and we screw the top and bottom, tighten them up, and you should be good to go. My reference, missing plunger in the sink and in the bathtub as well. As you can see, we're missing that as well. No leaks there. Slow drain in the sink, 120, no leaks. Skylight, some nail pops. 9 times out of 10, all I gotta do is take that nail out, put a screw in, and put some mud and tape over it, and you should be good to go.
Nice.
Okay. So 110 on the heating side, so again, well within range. Again, older home, multiple blemishes. Just showing I turned the stove off. This is the window up front. It looks like some weather stripping that's loose. So
Okay.
basically, it's like what's on around that window there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it just appears to be loose on that front window.
Behind the TV?
Yeah, behind the TV. Not the living room, but this front bedroom here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The office.
The office area. Yeah. Multiple blemishes. Countertop damage. Fat finger moment. Oh no, I take it back. That's caulking back here on the back side. So again, just think like a raindrop.
Okay.
So missing hardware, just recommend replacing those screws as needed throughout the home. Now we're getting ready to go on the crawl space. Is your main drain line going out to the city. And while I was in the crawl space, I had the water in the kitchen running and in the bathroom running. Okay. Installation looks good. Vapor barrier looks good. We do have some mold-like substance on the floor joists, just on one floor joist, and then we got a couple spots on the subfloor itself.
What is above that?
This here is like roughly right here in the living room area. So going from where that chair's at, well, actually from where that couch is at, over towards the living room.
Okay. So reference from this couch thing.
Yeah. So roughly about right here in this area.
Okay.
Yep. So
Nice.
And where this substance is at, the only drain or water lines I saw was really all the way up against the wall. So I'm not really sure where that came from. It could have been lack of ventilation. Mold needs moisture and heat to grow. So if you got the moisture and no ventilation, it's going to grow with the quickness.
Okay.
Okay. No leaks. No leaks. This is your main water shut off. This is roughly in between the bathroom and the office area there in the crawl space. Okay, no leaks. This is your main water supply coming up from the city. So this is underneath the bathroom area. Again, we do have some water standing and some mold-like substance there as well. Same thing there. And again, some older stains as well. Nothing active at this time. Again, no leaks, no leaks, no leaks, no leaks. Barrier looks good. Insulation looks good. This is under the kitchen sink area. Okay, so it could have been a possible leak from a long time ago, but again, there was nothing active because I did have the water running at this time. Okay, it could have been from the old dishwasher or whatnot as well.
Okay.
So recommend having those tested and repairs needed. Again, no leaks.
So like a mold test, is that something you guys do, or is that?
Well, I can take a direct sample.
Okay.
It's like $75 for each sample.
Okay.
Or you can just
A remediation
have
company.
a remediation company come in. They're going to test it regardless. So,
Right. Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
Not that I don't like making money.
Yeah.
There's no sense of paying for it twice.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
yeah.
So, we got some ductwork on the ground. This is basically going towards the laundry room and the crawl space. Okay, I didn't crawl all the way down there because I'm a little bit too chunky to get through there. Okay,
Right.
So but we do have some ductwork on the ground, so we want to get that up off the ground as much as possible. There's a better picture, somewhat. Again, no leaks. Just showing the rear looks good. The insulation looks good. This is the hatch for the crawl space, just showing all the flooring is not connected very well. So, missing the hardware. Jacuzzi tub works. It works really good. And that's my last picture.
Cool.
All right. Any questions, comments, concerns?
I mean, we'll definitely have the mold looked at, or if it is mold, the stuff underneath the sink and the living room. Skylight we'll also have looked at, and then the slow kind of fill up time on the tub.
I think that really just has to do with just without having that plunger in there.
Okay.
Because once we put that plunger in there, from the this plunger here, I don't know if you're still recording or not. Once we put this plunger in there, it filled up pretty quick.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Cool. Well, sweet. Well, Annys, that should finish it up. This is Ray, by the way.
Hey, how you doing?
He did awesome. But yeah, I will splice these two videos together, send it to you via YouTube, and then I'll see you later today. So talk to you soon.